Look like energetic this morning, so yeah. Get up, wake up. We're going to present about word tree and ambiguity. So we have six presenters here. Each of us will present. And without any further ado, I guess we'll start now.
Pandai dulu.
Now, alright, for the first part, we will explain about the definition of word tree and ambiguity. So, ambiguity is when a sentence has two meanings. For example, the man in a pajama is riding a red. Like in the book, you can see the word unlockable. So it has two different meanings which you can refer and which will be explained later. Page 159. While word tree is also known as tree diagram, it has phrases which consist of several rules of the English, which will also later be explained.
Okay, I will proceed with the clarification of the word tree. Okay, before we draw a word tree, we need to know these two facts. These two facts are about the way in which affix attach to other morphemes. Okay, for affix able, it attaches to words, but not to nouns or adjective. Okay, for example, read. Read is a word. It attaches to able. Able is a affix. It's become readable. You understand? And for affix is, it attaches to noun and some of adjective, but it does not attach to word. Okay, for example, girl. Girl is a noun. It attaches to affix is. It's become girlish. Okay. Okay, that's for the first fact. For the second fact, affix can determine the syntactic category of a word. The word that end in affix able and affix is adjective, but the word that end in affix-ness is a noun. For example, happiness, attractiveness, loneliness. These two facts are really important to determine the state in which to create a word that has more than one affix. For example, word reusable. Reusable has more than one affix. It has affix prefix re and affix able. Okay, for the prefix re, it attaches to word to form a new word. For example, retype, redo, and replay. By the affix able, it attaches to word to form an adjective. For example, watchable, readable, and playable.
If you don't understand, you can ask question. You can ask. You want them to repeat, you can just ask.
Okay, so my turn going to present about the examples of word tree. So basically, the word tree, what I'm going to show you is based on the book that we use, this one, because there might be some other ways in drawing a word tree. So basically, what I'm going to show is just fully from the book. Okay. So basically, I'm going to show you the examples from the simplest word to the slightly complicated word. Okay, for the first one, the word redo. Okay, to draw a word tree, firstly you have to identify the word class of this word. Okay, of this word. As you know that we have two types of word class. Okay, the content words and also the function word class. So for the word tree, is only involved for the content words, which is verb, adverb, noun, adjective. Okay, so firstly you have to identify the word class of this word. Okay, redo is a verb. Okay, it's a verb. And then you have to identify the morphemes of this word. So the first one is re, and the second one is do. Okay, so what you have to do is just write the word class of this word, V here. V is referred to the verb, and then make the two branches like this, two arrows here, and then just separate re on the left side, and you write V because V refers to the do. Do is a verb. Okay, is that clear? Yes. Okay. Okay, this one is happiness. Okay, happiness just is the same with the previous example I gave you just now. So happiness is noun. Okay, so we write down the N here, refer to the noun, make the two branches, and then happy is a adjective. Okay, so you write A here, and then I word happy. So in this bracket I, because when we spell into the noun, when we change into the noun, the Y transform into I. Okay? Okay, and then on the left side is a ness. Okay. Okay, yes?
Do we have to put the bracket I? If we don't put it, is it wrong?
It's okay.
It's okay. Okay? Okay. Okay, next is unhappiness. Okay, unhappiness is a noun. But here we have three morphemes. Unhappy and also ness. Okay, this one might be a bit confusing because it's going to be two ways, but in the ways is wrong. This one is correct. Okay, for example, I'm going to use a whiteboard. Okay, unhappiness is a noun. So basically you write down N here. And then it can be branched like this. Okay, that's the first way. But someone might be confused if they could be the another way like this. Okay, noun and un. And here happy. Okay, this one is look like the same like that, right? It looks like the same, but actually this one is incorrect because you have to identify that the affixes, no affixes can be attached with the certain word class. For example, un cannot attach with the noun. Okay, un cannot attach with the noun. It only can attach with the adjective and also verb. So when you do this like this, it will be wrong.
Meaning, is there such word as unhappy?
Yes.
I am unhappy.
Okay, for example, I give you word noun, faith.
Unfaith.
Okay, faith is a noun, right?
Yes.
Okay, when it comes to unfaith, is it correct or not? Is there such a word unfaith? No, right?
Unfaithful.
Unfaithful, yes, because faithful is an adjective. Okay, is it made clear or any questions? Okay? Okay, okay. Okay, next. Okay, this one be more complicated. Unfaithfulness. Okay, the unfaithfulness is a noun, and it has four morphemes: unfaithful and also ness. Okay, so basically what you have to do is just write down and here as referred to the noun, and then you make the branches ness and a here as referred to the adjective of faithful. So you put your adjective for the unfaithful. So you put an and then you make more branch here, coded A because A refers to the faithful. Okay, so faith is a noun, so write a noun here and then full. Okay, this might be a bit complicated. Do you understand this?
Kenapa nas tu jadi noun dia pecahkan ke?
Kenapa kena ada lain kat sini?
There are two words, like one is unfaithful and another one is faithful. Unfaithful and faithful are different words, right? So basically you have to divide it into another class, which is first unfaithful, this one, but then is the suffix, right? So we have to separate it, and then we branch it into another one, another adjective, which is faithful. And then faith is a noun, right? So get it here, and full is the suffix. So if it's like prefix or suffix, don't put a or n or anything. Just let it be.
Okay. Any question regarding word 3 so far? No. So I will have to
as it was mentioned briefly earlier, ambiguous words are words with more than one meaning. Okay, as it was mentioned earlier, ambiguous words are words with more than one meaning. And words with multiple interpretations as these are generally used to express a point of view. And writers use these words to show us how they want us to see the perspective of something. And ambiguous words usually come with affixes, combination of both prefix and suffix, or is known as circumfix. And these words tend to cause problem to readers, problem in determining what the word's intended meaning. And in order to know what the word's intended meaning really is, we have to look for clue in the context.
Well, now let's go to examples of ambiguous words. Well, let's keep it simple. I took it from the book. First example is unlockable. Usually, if you want to identify whether a word is ambiguous or not, look at the suffix and prefix and suffix. Usually, the prefix un and suffix able turn into ambiguous. So, like the first one, unlockable. Why is it unlockable one? Because unlockable one has another meaning, and unlockable two has its own meaning. For the first one, unlockable, just as usual, first make out the word tree. Unlockable is an adjective, right? So the first is un, and then you divide it into another adjective because lockable itself is another adjective, and lock is a verb, right? Okay, and then able is the suffix. So basically, if I were to tell you, what do you guys understand from unlockable? Look in the book.
Page 169.
Okay, unlockable one. Look at this sentence, okay? I cannot lock the door because it is unlockable. What do you get from this sentence? It means that you cannot lock the door because the door cannot be opened, right? The door cannot be locked. Is that it? Yeah, that's for the first one. It is unlockable. If you guys can try to pronounce it differently, for the first one, unlockable. Like if you try it that way, you might get the sense out of it. I guess so, because I know so. Because I don't know, when you read I cannot lock the door because it is unlockable, it sounded like quite clear, right? Okay, let's go for the second one. This is for the first one. This is unlockable for the second one. What's the difference from the other one, if you guys remember? The division is here, right? Not here. Okay, that's why, because this will form another meaning. Because the first one, unlockable. This one is unlockable. What does it mean by that? Refer to the second sentence. I can unlock the door because it is unlockable, meaning that the door can be opened. Am I right? Yeah. Am I clear? Do you guys get that? Basically, the word tree is similar. It's just that first you differentiate because it has two meanings. First at the lockable here, and then the second one unlock. So try to try to imagine the word itself in a sentence. Then you will get the gist out of it. Well, I'm going to go for the first one was ambiguous word. This is going to be examples of ambiguous sentences. Like for example, the first one, I rode a black horse in red pajamas. What do you guys imagine out of this sentence? It has two meanings, remember?
The horse in the red pajamas.
Yeah, the first one you're imagining. I rode a horse. I'm wearing the red pajamas, right? I'm wearing the red pajamas. But the second one, you're imagining the horse is wearing the red pajamas, right? That's what my previous presenter meant by having more than one interpretation, because sometimes it's not confusing. It's just that we are humans. We are humans. We have complex brain, so we think more than one. So I guess that we have so many interpretations in life that we couldn't even know why, but it is what it is. So I guess I rode a black horse in red pajamas. Logically, the most relevant one is the guy, the whatsoever wearing the red pajamas, right? Not the horse wearing the red pajamas. Okay, and then the second one, John took off his trousers by the bank. What do you guys understand by this? I bet you guys must be imagining John like literally took off his trousers at the bank. Like someone is withdrawing money and suddenly he took off his pants. But the actual situation is actually John took off his trousers by the bank. Bank can also be two meaning, right? By the river bank. So basically the most relevant meaning is that John took off his trousers by the bank, as in river bank. Okay, do you guys get that?
Yes.
Yes?
Can you explain again about the word tree unlockable, because it's really confusing.
Really confusing.
Yeah.
Okay, what if I say, I'll give you another example, unbreakable. What do you guys get from that? What, make out a sentence out of that. Maybe perhaps, my heart is unbreakable. The first meaning is that your heart cannot be broken, right?
I know about the ambiguous sentence, but
The word tree.
Yes.
Well, the word tree, don't worry, we're going to have an activity after this, which will compromise all 21 groups. So basically after this, you will get to see the most vivid version of a word tree. Next. Yes?
That the one that you said just now is the ambiguous sentence. But how do we make the word tree out of that sentence?
For this is ambiguous sentence. Ambiguous sentence, we don't make a word tree. So basically, when a question asks to make a word tree, they will just give a word, not a sentence. A sentence is just like as in literal meaning. We want to know whether does this sentence have different meaning, have more than one meaning. So this is just a continuation from ambiguous word. So you don't have to worry, because later on in syntax, we're going to have another version of word tree, right? Which is a more complex version. I guess there's a group that will present that later on in syntax. Okay, go on. Conclusion.
Okay, hello again. Before I present my part, I just want to ask you all a question. What do you learn today?
Word tree.
Thank you very much. It means that you are listening. So I said, I on the behalf of my team, say thank you very much. So I just want to touch just the surface of what my group has presented. First, you need to know the definition of word tree and ambiguity. You know that word tree, simple word is said that is the rule of English. in this term in terms of affixes, right? And then ambiguity, you can say it's based on someone's opinion because an ambiguity have more than one meaning. For example, like my friend said, the word unbreakable. Unbreakable means that something that cannot be cannot be destroyed, right? And unbreakable means that something that easily be break, yeah. Huh? Okay, I give another example. Like my friend said before, unlockable. Unlockable. If you said it unlockable, it means that something that cannot be opened. Yeah. Cannot be opened.
Cannot be locked.
Cannot be locked. Cannot be locked. If I say that unlockable means that something that can be opened. Yeah, you understand?
Cannot be opened.
And next is the clarification of word 3. Like my friend said before, it's something that you need to separate, you need to operate it in order to understand fully. Which I said before, it is an affixes that attach to certain syntaxes, synthetic, and affixes that determined by syntax category. Synthetic category. Sorry, my mistake. That is the clarification of the ambiguity. Like my friend said before, it's something everyone point of view because everyone have its own point of view. If you don't understand it, later on our group will give a task and we will do it together. Is it okay?
Okay.
So basically, with the, before we end our presentation, we would like to do an activity. Can we? Yeah. So this activity is going to compromise how to make a word tree. So basically, we have prepared the words with the marker pens. So you guys just have to sit randomly, and we'll give the papers, and you guys have to do the word tree. Six or five. We don't mind. Just random groups.
Just go by line.